Welcome back to ZNGP Today, speaking to Sky Sport, with 8 Grand Prix wins, 11 sprint victories, and a dominance that's bordering on absurd. Marc Márquez's 2025 campaign isn't just about reclaiming the MotoGP spotlight, it's about rewriting its legacy. The number 93 has made the impossible comeback. Now, he has his sights on something bigger: history itself. The MotoGP paddock may have quieted during the summer break, but off-track intrigue continues, especially surrounding the future of Pedro Acosta. VR46's team director Alessio, Salucci has now confirmed discussions took place with the young KTM star. Although a move seems unlikely in the short term, Uccio leaves the door tantalizingly ajar. Never say never. After a challenging few seasons, Honda's MotoGP squad is doubling down on development. Team boss Alberto Puig revealed that, alongside newly appointed technical director Romano Albiziano, Honda will bring in fresh talent to accelerate progress on the RC213V. With European insight now married to Japanese engineering, the goal is clear: restore Honda to the front of the grid. Marc Marquez leads the 2025 MotoGP standings. Alex Marquez sits just behind him. The two brothers, once teammates, now rivals, have turned what could have been a tension-filled title fight into a display of mutual respect, brotherhood, and daily motivation. At the heart of this is their father, Julia Marquez, who opened up to CNN Sports about witnessing his son's race for the same crown. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marquez's union with Ducati was anticipated, but few predicted this level of devastation. Since joining the factory team, the Spaniard hasn't just been fast, he's been untouchable. When he finally had a bike worthy of him, he obliterated the competition. While others once capitalized during his injury years, Marquez has returned and left them in the dust. The GP25, despite Pecco Bagnaya's insistence that the GP24 was more balanced, has been a weapon in Marquez's hands, and he's using it like no one else. The much-hyped showdown between Marquez and Bagnaia never materialized. Instead, Marquez ended the debate early, dominating the reigning champion, who's managed only a single GP win this year, and even that came after Marc's unforced error in Austin. On equal machinery, Bagnaia and others, Mir, Quartararo, Martin, have been relegated to spectators. They rose in Marc's absence. Now that he's back, the pecking order has been violently realigned. The turning point was Jerez 2020. A freak crash. A shattered arm. Multiple surgeries. A career seemingly derailed. But Marquez wasn't finished. It seemed he would never be the same again, but his ambition knows no bounds. What followed echoes the tale of Mick Doohan, injured, nearly finished, then reborn. Marquez didn't just come back. He's now racing better than ever, combining maturity with the same raw pace that made him a prodigy in 2013. While Marc battles on track against Bezzecchi, Acosta, and the rest, his true rivals are etched in MotoGP's record books: Giacomo Agostini, 8 titles, and Valentino Rossi, 7 titles. Marc Marquez wants to be the best rider in the history of MotoGP. Already with 6 Premier Class titles, 2025 looks poised to be his 7th. That would put him level with Rossi. 1 more, and he ties Agostini. 2, and he stands alone, the greatest of all time, not just in ability, but in cold, undeniable numbers. With 2026 marking the final year before major regulation changes, Marquez knows the clock is ticking. He must win now, while the rules and the Ducati advantage remain in place. He must seal his record with 2 consecutive titles with Ducati. Then, at 34, he'll face the lottery of 2027. The goal is clear: win 2025 and 2026, surpass Rossi, equal Agostini, and perhaps, if the stars align post-2027, surpass them both outright. Despite the surgeries, despite the years, despite everything, Marc Marquez remains as sharp as ever. Maybe even sharper. He maintains his talent, and has enough experience to make him even stronger than in his youth. In a sport where most peak young, Marquez is defying logic. His current form, tactically, physically, mentally, may be the best of his entire career. Marc Marquez has nothing left to prove, except everything. He's not chasing Bagnaia or Bezzecchi. He's chasing ghosts. Chasing numbers. Chasing history. In 2025, he's not just racing to win, he's racing to become immortal. In the ever-evolving MotoGP transfer market, VR46 racing team, spearheaded by Valentino Rossi and team boss Pablo Nieto, has joined the list of suitors for Acosta, one of the sport's brightest future icons. We spoke with Pedro Acosta about a month ago. We asked him about our situation for next year. The admission confirms what had only been rumors. VR46 tested the waters with the 20-year-old Spaniard. Despite VR46's current duo of Fabio Di Gianantonio, signed through 2026, and Academy product Franco Morbidelli, they aren't standing still. While Acosta's name surfaced, Uccio emphasized confidence in current rider Franco Morbidelli, who has shown signs of resurgence on the Ducati GP23. We are happy with Franco. We'll certainly begin talking with his team to find the best way to continue with him next year. Morbidelli's place is far from under threat, but with long-term planning already in motion, VR46's roadmap may evolve quickly depending on Acosta's availability. VR46 isn't just concerned with next season. Their strategy is already reaching into the next rider cycle, one that begins after the current wave of contracts expires in 2026. We've already started talking about 2027, not just with Pedro. We have to start now. The 2027 season marks the Great Reset, when all factory contracts will be on the table. VR46 intends to be in that conversation, even if they're not, yet, a factory squad. While Uccio remains optimistic, he admits that Acosta's level already demands factory treatment, especially given his trajectory with KTM and the likelihood of offers from MotoGP's giants. All contracts expire at the end of 2026, so I think it's unlikely Pedro will join our team. He might go to a factory team, as he deserves. Honda, Yamaha, and Ducati will all have factory seats open in 2027. VR46's appeal is strong, but may not be enough to pry Acosta from a path already paved toward factory machinery. Despite the odds, the possibility is not completely off the table. Salucci leaves fans with one line of hope. If the opportunity arises, we'll definitely talk about it again next year. Never say never. Acosta in yellow may be a long shot, but in MotoGP, long shots often find ways to become reality, especially when the Rossi brand is involved. As it stands, Pedro Acosta's future looks KTM orange, but Valentino Rossi's VR46 team is laying early groundwork. Whether it leads to something in 2027 or further down the road remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the battle to sign Acosta is far from over, and VR46 doesn't plan to sit it out. Honda's biggest structural change came late last year with the signing of Romano Albiziano from Aprilia, an attempt to inject fresh thinking into their traditionally conservative approach. It's not easy for a guy to arrive to a company like Honda and change things in 5 or 10 minutes. It will need time to get ready. Puig's statement. Albiziano's arrival marked a deliberate shift toward faster-paced, European-style development, but integrating new methods into Honda's culture demands patience. Despite steady improvement in 2024, highlighted by Johann Zarco's French GP win and a Silverstone podium, Honda refuses to rest. We go at our pace and we are not where we would like to be, but that doesn't mean we are stopping. Honda is creating a new European center for vehicle dynamics while maintaining its core Japanese R&D, laying the groundwork for a truly global development network. The next step is bolstering Albiziano's team. Puig confirmed Honda's plan to onboard additional experts, including rumored signing of KTM's engine guru Kurt Trieb. "We are doing a lot of things. Romano won't be alone, and we are even planning on getting new people on board." By blending Albiziano's Aprilia insights, Trieb's record-breaking engine know-how, and Honda's homegrown engineers, the RC213V could evolve rapidly in coming months. Honda's philosophy remains methodical: set clear goals, allocate resources, and achieve results. Honda is a company that when you fix a target, you normally get there. Unlike knee-jerk redesigns, Honda is opting for sustained development, incremental gains that will stack up over the long run. With Jorge Martin briefly linked to Honda before reaffirming his Aprilia move, the team's recruitment drive underscores its commitment to becoming the destination for top talent and riders alike. As rider lineups firm up for 2026, a revitalized technical department will be key to attracting and keeping world-class competitors. Honda's mission is ambitious: fuse European agility with Japanese precision, recruit the best minds in MotoGP, and reclaim their place at the front. With Albiziano leading the charge, Puig's promise to bring new people on board signals that Honda's rebirth may be just over the horizon. What's it like watching both your sons fight for the same world title? Surprisingly peaceful, according to Julia. "No, I'm not worried. This competition has made them stronger. Their relationship is closer than ever. They argue, sure, but it lasts 5 minutes, then everything's back to normal." Julia Marquez's statement. Julia explained how this bond was forged not on podiums, but in motorhomes, through long weekends, training together as a family unit. "We started from scratch. We went to every race together, just the three of us. Now I make sure to stay in my place. I'm their father, not their manager." Since 2020, Marc and Alex have both raced in MotoGP. Their paths diverged after their shared debut season at Repsol Honda, with Marc sidelined due to injury and Alex moving to LCR. Now they're back on top, together. But how does that dynamic work when they're each other's biggest rival? We talk about how the bike feels, but each of us has our strategy, our crew chief, our riding style. We feel different things, but the lap times are close. Marc Márquez's statement. "I know I'm training with the rider I have to beat. But there's beauty in that. I want to beat him at everything, in the gym, on the bike, on the track. It pushes both of us to grow." Alex Marquez's statement. "This isn't about tension, it's about evolution. There's no animosity between the two. Their rivalry is personal, not emotional. They're competing for the biggest title in the sport, but their bond as brothers hasn't suffered. It's stronger than ever," Julia Marquez added. While fans and pundits may speculate about whether family ties can survive a championship fight, the Marquez family seems to already have the answer. There's no drama, no resentment. Just two brothers, raised on the same tracks, with the same dream, and a mutual drive to make each other better. The World Championship won't break their relationship, Julia affirms. The second half of the 2025 MotoGP season resumes soon, with Marc Marquez in commanding form and Alex in hot pursuit. Whether the title lands in Cervera's older or younger brother's hands remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: this is a story of sibling rivalry done right. On the track, they're competitors. Off it, they're brothers, closer than ever. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!